Hello.
Hi, can you give me the video rights? I'm not able to switch on my camera.
One second.
Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to the session. Welcome Bhavesh, Minal, Mohammed, Priyanka, Taranjot Singh. Hi.
Hi Priyanka, hello. So nice to see you guys 5 minutes early here.
So which grade are you guys in? You guys can share your responses in the chat box. Are you in 10th, 11th or 12th? Have you completed your board exams? Preparing? Mohammed is in 12th grade. Oh, awesome. Lot of responsibilities, huh? 12th. Have you taken and given an SAT attempt before Mohammed? 12th completed. Good. Not giving it. Okay. So,
What about
Bhavesh
you?
in 12th also. Wow.
What about you, Minal and Priyanka? If you're in your 12th grade, then if you've come in your 12th grade or you're writing your boards, then it's very crucial time, I think. 11th completed. Okay, nice. So you've come in your 12th. A very right time to actually, if you're interested in SAT applying, abroad, a very good time to prepare because soon your 12th will become very hectic, it will be very demanding, and when you will be making applications you'll have to give a lot of efforts to a lot of things like choosing colleges, writing your essays, etc. So this is a very appropriate time to finish your tests like English language test and SAT. So those who have just come in 12th class, I think this is the best time, and those who are in 11th class, I think that's again the superlative of a best, I'll say. So if you finish your SAT and IELTS in 11th class, then you're done and dusted with your test. That you have what is required to get admission into a good university. Then you just need to search universities, prepare your essays, and focus on your 12th exam, so that you get a good score, because academics are also, they're very crucial, they're very important. Has any one of you tried any question of SAT, test of SAT, or taken SAT before? You can write in the chat. Any experience with SAT? Practice somewhere? Okay, Mohammed says, I have tried. Is this a short form of the something, Mohammed? Okay, previous year
Previous
question.
year question. So what all abbreviations they come up with, huh? So we have to crack the code now for them.
Mohammed, you have given us a test in the starting. Actually, I have been thinking what it must be. Previous year question papers. Amazing, Mohammed. Very nice, nice. When you write such short forms, with your friends, they understand. Is it an enigma there also? I don't know. I sometimes feel that even the BRB things also seem, sometimes I can't understand such short forms too. I mean, abbreviations.
No, they are all veterans with all these short forms. No?
You
Missed the
missed.
starting conversation. Don't worry. We are just chit chatting here, Priyanka. The official webinar is yet to
Yet
start.
to
So no
start.
worries.
No worries. We were just discussing whether you guys have had any experience with SAT questions, any any practice you have done yourself, any questions you have practiced yourself. So
Which
that
grade are you in, Priyanka?
You're done with 12th. Okay, nice. So if you're done with 12th, Mohammed, you and Priyanka, you, that must be, I think, 1 year then working as an HR. How long have you been working as an HR? One and a half years. That's what I was thinking, that if you're done with your 12, then it must be a year. Okay, right.
So she's planning to pursue her undergrads now.
Undergrads after experience. Nice. Welcome, Millie. And who else is here? Suchi. Oh, Mohammed gave his 12th board last month. I thought boards are going on. Isn't it, Rajgeeta? Boards are going on, no? For most of the students.
Yeah, probably they've completed their 12th.
Nice.
So this is April, yeah.
Hi, Anusha.
Last month. All right, it's 4 o'clock. So let's, shall we start with the official introduction?
Yeah, we can.
I didn't give, purposely, I didn't even call out your name. I want to make it formal and official. Is that okay, ma'am?
Yes, perfectly fine. Thank you so much.
All right. So once again, an official welcome and good evening to one and all who have joined this session. Guys, welcome to Leap Scholars SAT Masterclass, English Masterclass. I'm Rajgeeta Balamurli and I'll be the co-host for this session. We are really super stoked to have you guys here. We're glad you chose this masterclass over, you could have been doing n number of things, right? Just simply as simple as playing a video game or just hang out with friends or work hard for the May SAT, whatever. But then you have chose to be here for the masterclass. And one thing I promise you guys, that we'll definitely make it worth your time. This 1 hour that you're going to spend with us, we'll ensure that it'll be worth your time. Okay. So it's great that we already got to know about most of you guys, like where you stand, which grade and all of that. So I think we can directly go to the session now. With the May SAT coming up in around 2 weeks, we also have some exciting news and info to share with you guys, which we will be revealing in a bit through the session now. And yeah, so with that, all right, so let's get to business here. So let me ask a simple question to you guys. Okay, so my first question, don't think it's irrelevant, huh? It is very much relevant to the SAT. Okay, all right. So how many of you guys have heard, know the hare and the rabbit story? Please answer quickly in the chat box. How many of you guys know the hare and the rabbit story? Let me see some responses in the chat box quickly. Come on, come on. Mohammed has heard. Good. I guess I know, not exactly sure. Okay. What about others? They're still thinking it's a basic, simple kindergarten story, right? Hold on, ma'am, hold on. Bhavesh has heard. I want responses from everybody. You can just say yes or no. You can even say Y and N also. You can type just Y and N also. Anusha has heard, knows the story. Millie, no. Priyanka, Muskan, Bhavesh. No other answers? No. Okay. So your answers are either I know or NO.
That
right?
represents no.
Yeah, that represents no. So what was my question? Can somebody repeat? Huh? Okay. So I asked who have heard the hare and the rabbit story. Very good. Is there anything fishy about it here? Mohammed? Great attention. You paid really good attention. I'm so glad. What's wrong here? So if you all see what, yeah, correct, right? It should be the hare and the tortoise, right? Intentionally, I said hare and the rabbit, and none of you noticed that. And this is the core aspect tested in the SAT, whether you're in the moment or not. right? That's the most important thing. They know your mindset. They know an average student's mindset, and that's how all the three trap answers out of the four are made. And that's how College Board is making a lot of money with you guys. Okay, so that's one most important thing that we are going to learn through this session and throughout your SAT course, if you decide to join us, on how to understand, overcome these traps or the traditional traps that SAT or College Board sets for us. So yeah, all those jokes apart and all those things apart, of course, there was a serious point made here. Now coming to the hare and the tortoise story. Do you want to be a hare or a tortoise with respect to SAT? In the SAT exam, should you be a hare, very quick and hyper and get to the target point, or a tortoise, slow and steady wins the race? Which one do you want to be? Let's see quickly. This is not an actual SAT question, so you all can answer, right? Hare, hare. Everyone wants to be a hare. Okay. All right. Hare. All right. But the tortoise wins the race, right? Ultimately. All right. So that means you believe that speed is the major criteria in the SAT, whereas it should be rather it is a combination of speed and accuracy. So you probably should be targeting to be something like a hybrid of a hare and a tortoise, right? So you should pick up the speed from the hare after learning the concepts and strategies that's required for the SAT, tested in the SAT. Once you get knowledgeable, you get a hold of all of this, then only you can work on speed. So you need both. You need a combination of both. So when you're closer to your test date, like now, when we are like just looking for forward to the May SAT around in another 2 weeks. So at this time, we should be able to strike a balance between accuracy and speed. But 1 or 3 months before this period, we should be working on only accuracy, right? So that's what we should be looking ahead for. That would be the appropriate mindset to for an SAT student. All right, lot more interesting stuff coming up, guys, dear people, in this session for you guys. So without much ado, let me introduce our host for this session, Miss Parminder Kaur. So Parminder has over 10 years of experience in training, study abroad, test prep products like SAT, GRE, GMAT, etc. She specializes in the verbal part of these competitive tests. So if you opt for our Leap Scholar SAT Plus course or one-on-ones, she'll be helping you with your verbal aspect. She's also certified to conduct train the trainer programs and has conducted 12 plus training sessions and certified 25 plus trainers to teach SAT, GMAT, and GRE, even IELTS and TOEFL. She has also designed course curriculum for major educational organizations and is here to help you today with a fascinating SAT grammar topic. Are you all excited to see what she's going to teach today? Let me hear a yes or no in the chat box. Only then I'm going to let Parminder ma'am talk to you guys. I see only 3 yes, 2 yep, and 1 awesome. What about others? Are you guys excited? Only if you say yes, she'll talk. Otherwise, I'll keep on boring you guys. All right. Over to you, Parminder. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much. Okay. So I'm going to so you guys know that we are going to do, punctuation today. So I am also, going to start with the topic. So you must have seen these punctuation marks, or must have heard about these punctuation marks in your life. Do you feel that these punctuation marks are very old and are not used these days? Do you feel that, these are not common? The common ones are a full stop and a comma. What do you say? Write in the chat. Do you feel semicolon, dash, dashes, colon, exclamations? These are all punctuation marks, right? Yeah, I see, yes, that's so Priyanka says that's true, So that's the feeling we have towards, these punctuation marks. We assume, and probably we rightly assume, because when it comes to, day-to-day writing, etc., we don't use, punctuation marks all the punctuation marks that commonly. We semicolon, dash, and colon never come in our use, okay? And you may feel that it's actually archaic. But unfortunately, your SAT test is going to have these punctuation marks. So even if you feel they're archaic, they're old, in your, your gang, you don't use these punctuation marks. You are going to get a lot of questions based on punctuation marks, in your SAT test. In fact, I have seen one of the papers where I think there were 8 to 9 questions based on punctuation marks using these dashes, colons, semicolons. So we have to, excel in this topic of grammar. And other than that, I feel in formal English, these punctuation marks are very common. If you pick up any newspaper, any book, any novel, story, and you read carefully, now you will see semicolon is very common punctuation mark, and you may not know that what semicolon is used for. How many of you know that the use of semicolon? Just answer in yes or no. Yes, if you know why semicolon is used. No, if you don't know. Do you know why semicolon is used? Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're a little confused, isn't it? That what is the use of this weird punctuation mark? There's, some students explain it to me like this: ma'am, a dot at the top and a comma below. They don't even know the name of this punctuation. Such unlucky punctuation mark, it must be thinking that why don't even people remember my name? Okay, so I am going to go to these punctuation marks little later. First of all, I'm going to, show you some common punctuation marks, something you say that you use very often, like a comma and a full stop. And I'm going to check how well do you know these punctuation marks, okay? So since you guys are saying that, that's what is more common. So we are going to, as usual, we are going to start with a quiz time, a quiz, sorry. And then we'll try some real SAT questions. Okay, I'm going to relate that to real SAT question, and at the end we'll have a sweet, surprise for you. Okay, okay. So I'm going to display questions on the screen, sentences, I should say. I'm going to leave it on you. Okay, write in the chat whatever you can say 1, 2, 3. You can give that numbering to these sentences. Right, whatever you feel is wrong in these sentences. But remember, it's only and only punctuation, okay? Not verbs, not any word, no, no placement of the verb. Don't try to, delete or add words here. Just add or delete punctuation marks. That's it, okay? 10-20 seconds. Then we are going to, see these sentences separately. In the chat, right? Keep writing in the chat, I would have loved to see you speaking, in my class, but here we can't, do that. I have to rely on the chat. And once you're in my class, then we'll interact a lot. Okay, I see numbering 2, 1. If you can write, probably, for example, a full stop after family, a comma after, like that, it would be, I think, clearer. Rachel Ray, comma finds, okay. More answers, please. Write whatever comes to your mind. Okay, Bhavi says 1 comma. Okay, Mohammed says it's raining, full stop, cats and dogs. Okay, guys, nice, nice. Faster, faster to the last question. I'm very well, Priyanka. Thank you so much. Raining cats and dogs. Nice. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to go to the very first question. Okay, Suchi says last is correct. I'm going to go to very first sentence and see. Kasim has a question. Yes, Kasim, please write your question. And I'll take 1 quick minute, guys. Just 1 quick minute. Okay, you write your answers.
Kasim, you can post your question. What's your question? Can we get a scholarship through a good SAT score? Okay. So all these other general questions we will be answering in the Q&A. We will save some time, last 5 to 10 minutes, to answer all your questions. So, but now if we move from the subject to these questions, it might get a little distracting. I hope you don't mind.
Yes.
So please stay till the end. Okay, Kasim? We'll
Yes.
definitely, I've saved this question. We are going to answer this in detail.
I can't switch on my video, Rajgeeta. Can you help me do that? You may have to give me co-host, right?
Sure. Let me just check.
Great, guys. Wonderful answers from all of you. And we are going to see, each sentence separately. Okay. I'll move to next slide. You know what? I can't actually believe that this first sentence which I gave you, now this actually was a part of, one of the major magazines headlines, their front page. And if you read it carefully, it looks, the impression it gives, that as if Rachel Ray finds inspiration in cooking her family and her dog. And very, surprisingly, if you look at the face of the dog, doesn't it look, frightened, that as if, yeah, really it's going to be cooked, this night or one day. So the correction of this sentence actually would be, as some of you have said, you had put commas at places, that it would be putting a comma after cooking, before and then her, her dog. So this way it will become a list. She finds inspiration in cooking, her family, and her dog. Okay, so these are the three things she likes. If we don't put a comma, then it changes the meaning upside down. It becomes that she finds inspiration in cooking her family. That's bad. Okay. So that's the point of putting a comma. Okay. Let's go to the second sentence, and I'm going to create a visual imagery for you by, not letting you imagine it yourself, by giving you a picture. So I have seen a lot. Brutal, yes, Rajgeeta, it's brutal. Comma before and is not necessary, but it's important when you're giving something like that. You're making a sentence like this. When you're giving a list of more than two, then you have to put a comma. Otherwise, it gives a very, wrong impression. And I have a sentence on that, so we'll come on that. So I've seen many times, such, hoardings and banners where punctuation marks or vocabulary is wrong. So here, punctuation is wrong. So can you repeat again which punctuation mark is redundant or erroneous here? Which punctuation mark? Full stop. Very good, Anusha. Which full stop? What about others? Keep writing your answers. Which full stop, Anusha? After job or after someone? The first one. Excellent, right? Very good. After someone. Very good, Mohammed. So after someone, the comma after someone gives an impression as if, the person is trying to say, I just help someone and you go get a job. Okay. Whereas the meaning this sentence is trying to say, deliver is, this sentence is thanking the other person that for your donation, because that donation has helped someone get a job. And that flow has broken because of this unnecessary full stop here. So we avoid, full pauses also, not just comma. A comma, it's not just that a comma can go wrong, a full stop can also go wrong. Okay. And full stop is generally called period. So I'm going to call it, period in this session. You should be aware of this term. Very good. The third one. So there's an exclamation mark. Okay. I'll say this exclamation mark is right. Can you tell me which punctuation should be deleted or added in the sentence to make the sentence right? Comma deleted, Anusha says. What about others? Shall I add something here or shall I delete this comma? You all agree? Others answer too. I'm getting answers only from Anusha and Mohammed. Priyanka, Kasim, Millie, please answer. Radhya, Stenel. Any doubts here? Do you feel this sentence is right the way it is written? Exclamation should be deleted. No, I'm saying that exclamation should be there. Okay, that thing I will delete. delete it. So suppose this is the only part which is underlined. Okay. Radha says remove the comma. What about others? Do you feel this sentence is correct the way it is given? We need not make any changes. Okay, every one of you say comma. Wonderful. Because otherwise it looks like this girl is telling these cats and dogs, see guys, it's raining. Okay. And the real sentence, the actual sentence should be without a comma, where we say it's raining cats and dogs. Cats and dogs is a phrase which is used, to show that it's raining heavily. So it's raining cats and dogs. No, Priyanka, we don't say it's raining cat and dog. So that means you're telling one cat and one dog that it's raining. It's like, Priyanka, you come and you tell me it's raining, comma, Parminder. So you tell Parminder, it's raining. It's like that, okay? So you're taking my name and, you're notifying me that it's raining. That's not what's happening here, okay? Cats and dogs is a phrase. It's used for raining cats and dogs is used when we want to basically tell that it's raining heavily. So there should be no comma, between these words. Otherwise, it will create an obstruction of the meaning. And as I said, the impression it will give is as if the person is telling the cats and dogs that, see, it's raining. Okay. Good job. Good job. Very good job on this question. Okay. A slightly difficult one, a trickier, sentence here. Okay. I'll make it again easy for you. Suppose this part is underlined. Do I need to add anything in this underlined part anywhere? Any punctuation which I need to add here? Comma. Where comma? Where should I put a comma, Kasim? Before and. Very good. Okay. What about others? Do you think before and also? Okay. Before and okay. Yeah. Before and. Yes. What about others? Do you feel there should be a comma before and? Have you used comma before and in your life, in your English, classes while you write essays, etc.? No. Yes. Okay. So do you think, Priyanka, we should add a comma here? No. Okay. So for all those, a comma and is a new thing. Let me introduce you to a term called Oxford comma. Okay. An Oxford comma is when you put a comma before and. And why do you put a comma before and? Because otherwise this sentence will create an imagery like this in the listener or reader's mind. Without a comma before and, it will look like I had eggs, toast and orange juice, as if orange juice is on the toast. And that's not what you want to tell them. You want to say that you had eggs, you had toast, and you had orange juice. Okay. So these three are different items. As we did in the Rachel Ray sentence, she likes three different things. So all those three things should be separated with commas. So toast, eggs, comma, toast, comma, and orange juice. Okay. I hope you remember this. I hope you have made a note of this. You have you sat with a paper and a pencil, a paper and a pen, because that ways you can make notes from today's session, which may help you, when you do the actual question with me, even today. Okay. Okay. So we are done with the quiz question, and now we'll go to the serious stuff. Okay. Now, before going to serious stuff, because in the serious stuff, I'm going to make you, I'm going to introduce you to semicolon, the dangerous, the archaic, the old punctuation marks also. A quick basic, okay? Don't just assume that you can put a comma anywhere, because comma seems harmless. Now, what will a comma do? It will just give a small pause, it's good, nice, you paused a bit. But an unnecessary comma can create blunders, as we have seen in, in a magazine's, headline, okay? And a missing or unnecessary period can fuse the meaning. And when I say fuse the meaning, that means it can attach the meaning of one sentence with other sentence, which is altogether independent and doesn't require any, amalgamation with the previous sentence, any mixture with the previous sentence. Okay. Now let me take you to the serious stuff. Okay, semicolons, colons, dashes, the actual SAT questions. Okay. So in actual SAT, you will be tested on following punctuation marks. Period. A period is, what is a period? Write in the chat, what's a period? Full stop. Very good. Excellent, Kasim. Full stop. Very good. Nice. You remember. Question marks, commas, semicolons, colons, apostrophes, quotations. Quotations are these marks. Okay. Very good, Priyanka. Yeah, it is full stop. Okay. Quotation marks and parentheses. Parentheses are brackets. Okay. So let's do some actual questions and see what, what should be the right answer. What is the use of the punctuation? So can you see semicolon here and a full stop? Okay. So the moment you see a full stop, semicolon, colon, dash coming in your answer options now, in your actual question, what you have to do is wherever they are proposing you that semicolon or full stop, you have to read till that word. And where do you start reading? You always start reading from a full stop before that sentence. For example, this sentence luckily starts from it's starting from she. Suppose it was a huge paragraph, so you would look for another full stop or semicolon and you'll start from there. So you start from she and read till school. And while you're reading, what you're trying to discover is what sort of idea this sentence is. Is this sentence a complete idea, a complete sentence or not? So I'll read it for you, all of you. She found that students who were required to volunteer rushed to complete their service hours in early high school. Is that a complete sentence? Do you feel it's a complete sentence? No. Mohammed says no. Okay. Kasim says no. Okay. If I say she found that students are missing, is that complete sentence? She found that students are missing. Is that a complete sentence? She found that students are missing. Write in the chat. Mohammed, you say, yeah, that's complete sentence. Don't we have the similar structure here also? She found that students who were required to volunteer, so students who were required to volunteer, rushed to complete their service hours in early high school. That is a complete sentence because it delivers a complete idea. An incomplete sentence is something that doesn't have a subject, for example, a she, or a noun, starting noun here, or may not have a proper verb. Okay. You found that students are missing. She found that students are missing. I found that students rush to complete their service. Right? That would be a complete idea. Some of you are giving me, answers. Whatever you feel is the answer, right? You can write answers in the chat. I'll tell you at the end whether that's correct or not. Okay. So we discovered that the first sentence is a complete, idea. So now we need to read the second sentence and we do the same thing. Okay, we start from there and we read till full stop. So they then did significantly less volunteer work in 12th grade than did students who were not required to volunteer. So we see whether that's a complete idea or not. Okay, so what do you say? Is that a complete idea? The second part, is that a complete idea? So you have troubles identifying whether something is a complete idea or not. Okay, so we found out one of our weakness, that we can't actually make out that whether the sentence is a complete sentence or not. So we are going to work on that. Okay, probably our next masterclass will be on that topic. Okay, we'll teach you that. So for now, this is also a complete idea. This is also a complete sentence because it has a proper subject and a proper verb. They did significantly less regular volunteer work. So when we are joining two complete ideas, a comma can never ever come between them. Two complete ideas are like the space between two complete ideas, like a space, the red light on the road. If there is no red light, there will be collisions. Okay, so we need a proper pause here. We need a proper, punctuation here. So answer option A can be eliminated because when a comma joins two sentences, that's an error, and the name of that error is run on. Okay, so it's a run on sentence. It's running on without a proper punctuation and needs a stop, a proper stop to convey the clear meaning. Okay, so other options proposing a semicolon, full stop, and semicolon are right at least in the middle punctuation. Okay, the punctuation they're proposing us. Luckily, nothing else is changing in the answers. Suppose if they were changing the words after semicolon, then I would have paid attention to that too. Now, other than that, can you see a comma coming after then and a comma coming before then? So some of you have said C is the answer, C is the answer, okay? Now, let me tell you that when there is a word like then, thus, however, therefore, within a sentence, it is either closed with two commas or there are no commas around it, because a comma will create an obstruction in the flow of the sentence, and we will not understand what the writer is trying to say. So we don't need we neither need this comma after then and nor this comma before then, and correct answer will be D. Okay. So one thing we learned in this question is, when a word like thus, then comes in between a sentence, we have to close it either with commas or without commas. Okay, serious stuff. Okay, taking you to the next question. We'll quickly do this. Okay, so what you have to do is semicolon, colon. What do? We draw, we draw a vertical line here, we draw a line here, and we try to understand, just for our, convenience, we try to understand what's there in what sort of idea is before this proposed punctuation, and what sort of idea is after the proposed punctuation. First sentence. A recent finding, however, a recent finding of handedness in marsupial suggests that a trait. Is that complete? Is that a complete idea? I'm getting answers. Very nice, very quick. No, that's not a complete idea, Mohammed. Keep giving answers to my questions also, because you may, as you have seen earlier, you may give, different answers. Learning the topic is also important, okay? So that's not a complete sentence. So if that's not a complete sentence, a period and colon cannot come, okay? A period and colon can only come when you have completed, you have given a complete sentence, completed something, and you're giving something, colon has different uses, and you're giving something new, okay? So then comes a semicolon, and a colon also comes when you have given a completed sentence, and then the later on part is, something different, okay? So we have to choose between A and B, okay? So no change was, no punctuation. Do you think we need any sort of pause here? Do we need to stop? Do we need to, say it aloud? You guys are on mute. Say it aloud. Will you pause after trait? Will you take a breath and then, say other than? So if you say no, you need not take a pause, then you don't need a comma. A comma comes when you need to take a, small breath to go before going ahead, okay? So answer will be A. A comma is only when you need to, separate things which are not very different from each other. It's like when you're speaking, you take small, pauses. It's like that, okay? So a comma here will not work, because that a trait other than, it's a flowy thing, okay? It's a flowy sentence. You need to keep it flowy, okay? A comma will add obstruction. Oh, all right. One more question.
All right, Parminder, sorry to interrupt you. A lot of really fun stuff going on, serious stuff going on here.
Yeah.
So I never realized so much you have thought process goes behind just one small comma, semicolon, and a period. Such a big, huge deal behind it. And SAT manages, College Board manages to create so many questions around this concept.
Around this topic, yeah.
So yeah, before you move on to the next question, I would like to ask our students just two small questions. It's probably going to take 5 seconds for them to fill this poll. I want them to rate this session. So just two questions here, and the second question would be their preferred time slot for the masterclass. So I've just administered this poll. If I can have all of you to answer the poll. If you can submit the poll, then ma'am can continue with her session. Quickly, everybody, I'm going to wait till all of you answer. So you just have to pick an answer and also be genuine with your answers, selections.
Yes, guys, please fill this form. It's very important for us.
Yes. 7 of them have filled, waiting for 4 more. Piyush Sharma has raised his hand. Just a second, Piyush. Let's complete this poll and address your question. Meanwhile, you can type your question. If it is relevant to the subject that ma'am is discussing right now, you can type your question and ask. Else we can, if it's a general question, we are going to answer it at the end.
Thank you. Thank you.
A lot of appreciations for you, Parminder, already. Wow.
Yeah.
Fan following already for you, huh? Awesome.
Remember, I was telling you this quote: "A teacher is as good as his or her students." I really
Ah,
believe in that. I really believe in that. I'm
definitely.
good because you guys are good. You are writing. Writing. You're participating in chat. That makes me, tell you more. Whatever I know, it makes me tell you whatever I have in my head. May bore you
Right.
at a moment, at a
No,
stage.
only then you get to know their thought process, their level of understanding, and things like that. Two more are yet to respond, guys. If you can quickly take this poll, that will help ma'am to proceed with her session.
Please, guys, I know it's afternoon. Two of you might have, dozed off. Please fill this form. And it's heat.
All right, it's all done, Parminder. You can continue. Thank
Thank
you
you so
so
much.
much, everyone.
Thank you. Okay.
So I'm going to let ma'am take over again.
Yeah. Back to question number 28. And this question is testing us something we learned in the quiz. Okay. List. When we have a list, do we put a comma before and or not? And I want a correct answer from all of you. Because you know this rule, we have done it, we have done it on a question, we have done the theory, now we are on the actual, SAT question. Vidisha says B. What about others? B. Millie says B. Bhavesh says B. Okay. Very good. Excellent. Wonderful. All of you have almost given me the correct answer. Mohammed, I haven't received your answer, but I'm assuming that you must be thinking it's a semicolon before and a dash before and. We are giving a list here, right? Grey kangaroo, red-necked wallaby, red kangaroo, and brush-tailed bittern. Okay, so this is the list. So we need an and before, comma before and to give this, to complete this list. Excellent. See, learning something so small has helped us in one of the questions. And do you know, one question is worth 1 mark. That one could be equal to 10 in your SAT. So that one question can make a huge difference. Your 690 can become a 700. Okay. So in this question, what I've done is I started it like, it's not, we don't have to start from retaining employees. Why? Because I want you to understand that when you're being tested on punctuation now, so you see a semicolon, okay, or full stop, the usual thing. So we read, right? We read till here, till degrees. Where do we start reading from? Shall I start from detaining or shall I start from employees? Write in the chat, please. Where shall I read from? Very good, very good, excellent. So all of you are almost saying that it should start from employees, right? So when when we are given a punctuation mark, we should always read from the the first fresh sentence to the next sentence. So we start from this full stop, after this full stop, and we read till degrees. Then we start from because we read till company. So it says employees whose tuition is reimbursed often stay with their employer even after they complete their degrees. Okay, that's a complete sentence. Okay, that's a proper conveying you complete idea. Wonderful. I'm getting some answers also, and those answers seem right. Next is because their new qualification give them opportunities for advancement within the company. And so it tells us why they stay with the company. So why they stay with the company is dependent on the previous sentence. And if something is dependent on the previous sentence, you cannot use a semicolon, you cannot use a colon, you cannot use a full stop. So answer option A, B, and D are out. We need a flowy sentence. We don't need a stop or any sort of pause. We just need to keep moving ahead. Okay. Wonderful answer. So quick. You guys have done it. The previous question also, and even this too. So I'm sure once you have learned all the grammar rules, you will be able to do one writing and language question in less than 10, 20, or 30 seconds. Okay, depending on the difficulty level. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, let's try some dashes also. Okay, let's not forget sweet dashes. So I have given you something by which you can understand one of the way of one of the use of dashes. Okay, Priyanka says I'm in office trying to be part, but I couldn't complete. It's okay, Priyanka. As much you can learn, I'm fine with it. Okay. This is the session. We do master classes every day, and you can attend, more classes of more master classes. It will be happening at 4 o'clock from now onwards. Okay, guys, let's start. Now you are going to observe Okay, I'm getting answers. Very fine. You guys are getting so fast and quick at doing, questions. So I want you to observe this dash. Okay. So it says Louis shrimp, originally thought to exist only around an undersea volcano near Hawaii, survive by using tiny shear-like claws to harvest rapidly growing bacteria filaments covering rocks near this vents. Okay. Now, I have a question. Okay, all of you have almost given the right answer. So I have a question. When you write, messages in your chat, when you write emails, do you at time bracket things, bracket some of your, information in those messages and emails with brackets? Coming on that, Kasim, tell me this. Do you use brackets to close some information? And please write, why do you use those brackets? What is the purpose? What does that signify? Why would you use a bracket and around some information, writing? Okay, very good. Kasim, you have given a right answer. What about others? You use it, but why do you use it? Think. Why would you need to bracket something? Think hard. Very good. Vidisha has given an appropriate word to me that it's extra information. And Piyush and Kasim, when you said importance, I understood your, feeling. You're trying to say that we are trying to cover something which is not important. It shows that the information in the bracket is not really important for the whole message. It's an extra information. Okay, it's extra set. You can read it for your reference, but not really important. The same thing in formal English can be replaced by a pair of dashes and a pair of commas. Okay, so if you see one dash like this in the written part in the sentence or paragraph, and another dash proposed in the option, be aware that probably just understand that they are going to test you on closing extra information. Okay, so if you read, this part is extra, originally thought to exist around the undersea volcano near Hawaii. This is about the shrimp survive by using ABC. Okay, blah 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 ahead. So this is an extra information. Okay, and this information can be closed with either two brackets, commas, or dashes. Since we have a dash here, which is a non-underlined part, we need another dash here. Okay, wonderful. Answer is C. Probably the last question of our day, and again I want right answers from all of you. Mohammed, you're saying it means that information is different from the main answer. No, not different from. Information is extra, something which may not be required but is being given for reference. That's it. The person may or may not consider that information. It means even if we erase that information, it doesn't have any effect on the core meaning of the sentence. Okay. All right. So you can start reading from while. You need not read any other part because it's punctuation. You need to understand just the ideas before and after. You may not do the same thing for any other question. We never cut corners. We never, run away from reading. Reading is very important. Okay, but only for punctuation, we can start from while because we have our full stop there. Our sentence starts from here. While fare free policies do increase ridership, while they do increase ridership, but do I need this but here? Write in the chat, answer. Do I need this? Just take it like we're interacting. Okay, when I say, do I need a but here? You write quickly in the chat. Okay. Vidisha, can you use while and but in the same sentence? So do we need a but here? Yeah, Vidisha got her, you understood what error you have made here. What about others? Do you understand that while and but are same things? Either you use but or you use a while. So straight away, option A and option B are out. Okay. Now the sentence that started with while, is that a complete sentence or incomplete sentence? Incomplete. So can we have this semicolon after this incomplete sentence? Can we have a semicolon after? Not at all. Our answer is C. Excellent. Very good. I'm very happy that you remember whatever we did, 20 or 15 minutes earlier. And you have to remember these things till your exam. And once you have, remembered it for 3-4 months, it becomes part of your permanent memory. Then like other, experts too, grammar, experts too, you will also be using colons, semicolons in day-to-day life and writing messages. You'll be also expert, okay? Okay, let's take big takeaways. Okay, so one thing I learned is that at moment you guys are facing problem in understanding whether the sentence is complete or not. Okay, so one thing I understand is knowledge of sentence structure helps in using the correct punctuation. If you know that this group of words is a complete sentence or not, it will help you understand whether you need a stop or you don't need a stop, whether you need a comma to give a sentence ahead or a phrase ahead or not. So work on this, and we are also going to work on this. Okay. So for right now, if you see these two sentences, the first sentence is complete, idea or complete sentence. We can use these words interchangeably. It says the old man ran across the long high bridge away from the monster. Okay. And the second one is a fragment. It says, from the time I was 3 years old. If I say this and go quiet after this, you will look at my face and you will expect me to complete that. Okay. So therefore it qualifies as fragment. Okay. Okay. Second thing, it's a crime, literally a crime to join two complete ideas with a comma. Genuinely a crime. People do it every day. I see people doing this, in their written English, in newspapers. Please don't do this. You are SAT aspirants. Once you clear your SAT, it should be visible in your writing that at least something this small. Joining two complete sentences with a comma is fusing the meaning. It's making it, look up. It's brutal, as Rajagita said. It's brutal. It can be brutal at times. So with two complete sentences, you need a semicolon or a full stop. You need a semicolon or a full stop. Okay. Never ever join two complete sentences with a comma or no punctuation. All right. Okay. We have a surprise for you, as at the end. But at this moment, Rajgita ma'am will take over and show you, some interesting points about our course. And then we'll also have a quick quiz poll, okay, if time permits. All right. Rajgita, over to you.
Yeah. So, as you all have shared about your interest, I mean, the level of enjoyment or cherishment that you had from the session, how much concepts and strategies you have learned from this session. So I feel now it's the right time to give you some insights about our course where you can really join our team of faculty like Parminder ma'am and many others, experts, SAT experts who can really, you can spend n number of hours with them. So with this limited time, I know you are really curious to solve more questions, ask more doubts and things like that. And SAT involves a lot more concepts and mechanics that goes behind the test. So we would like to share some details about our SAT course and the different products that we offer. And if you guys are interested and you think that you need some hand holding with your SAT prep, it would be very appropriate for you to join our courses and may utilize the expertise of our faculty to achieve your target score and their target university. So about our course, we have the total number of hours. If you join our course, we have two main products, weekend SAT course and the weekday SAT batches. So both of these are around, the live class duration is around 40 plus hours of live classes. We also provide recordings of these classes. Once you join the course, you'll get a lifetime access to the recordings of these classes also. And then you'll get 10K plus practice questions and one-on-one doubt clarification sessions, unlimited number of doubt clarification. Once you are with us, when you decide to get on board with our course, then it's on us. Your SAT improvement, your score improvement, and your learning, we take 100% or even 200% responsibility to ensure to give our best. But of course, it's a team effort. Okay, so I'm not going to say once you join our course, I'll do abracadabra, ma'am will do abracadabra, and you'll get your 1600 plus. It is a team effort unless and until you decide, make up your mind to put in the efforts, do some discipline practice and things like that. Anything is going to be, difficult, right? So it has to be, to make it possible, all of us have to work together. From our end, it will be 200% dedication. I mean, everything that we have to do to help our students achieve their dream score will be done from our end. And we'll have personalized revision sessions even after the course. So, it's not just about the course. Okay, you join the course, we have taught everything, and that's it, you're on your own. It's not like that. Once you join our course, even after the course, we understand that students would need extended support till their SAT exam, not only till their first attempt, sometimes multiple attempts, right? Sometimes just because of other non-SAT related factors, just the test anxiety, and many things happen during test conditions. Students might have to take their a second attempt. Sometimes that particular test itself is, the difficulty level is harder than expected, and things like that. So any number of attempts that you plan to take, we would be offering revision sessions and whatever level of hand holding that you need, like test feedback for all the mock tests that you would take, and any number of doubt clarification sessions, all that would be extended. And live personalized learning with the experienced faculty, which I've already covered. So that is the main part of the course. And you'll also get 30 plus mock tests with detailed feedback by our faculty. So once you join our course, through our course, during our course, you will be attempting a couple of mock tests, minimum 3 mock tests. And after the course also, like I said, you'll be taking a lot more mock tests and more. We have a defined system, like before every SAT test, like now for the May SAT test, we've been administering mock test, weekly mock test on every Sundays for the past 1 month for all our May test takers. And for after each of their test attempt, they are provided with personalized feedback for their test, so that they are able to overcome the errors that they made committed in those previous attempts. And like I mentioned, lifetime access to all the recordings of all the classes would be provided to you.
And right now, we are coming up with a crash course. So if you have friends who are writing in May, or if you are writing in May and you did not prepare, so we have a very interesting course coming for you. Rajgeeta ma'am will explain that after talking about this normal course.
Yeah, so this is the regular batch. If you are planning for the August attempt or later, these batches would be very appropriate for you. And so the weekday batch extends for 5 weeks. And the closest entry point, or the closest batch we just launched on 14th. We have just conducted a few introductory sessions. So you're still welcome to join this batch, or any of your acquaintances or friends, you can refer them to this batch. The next weekday batch will be launched in the first week of May, very soon, in another 10 days. So you can opt for either one of them. The weekday batches, the classes happen Monday to Friday, every day, 6 to 7:30. This timing has also been very mindfully selected, keeping in mind that even on school days, the students can still attend a SAT class and accommodate this SAT training along with the other multiple things that school-going students might be juggling between, right? So 6 to 7:30 would be your classes. On weekends, the weekend batch extends over 8 weeks, but on over the total number of hours offered to you through these courses, there is absolutely no difference in the content, the duration of the live classes, or anything else. There is absolutely no difference at all. The weekend classes extend for 8 weeks. Of course, you have classes only on Saturdays and Sundays. Saturday classes are 6 to 8:30 p.m. because most students do have half a day schools and all that on Saturdays. So to accommodate that, it's an evening class. And Sundays morning 10 to 12:30, so that you can spend the rest of your Sunday either with family, having fun, or practicing hardcore for the SAT. That's up to you how you want to take it. So the original value of this course is 40K plus. You can check everywhere in the market, but then we are offering it at a very reasonable cost of 28,799. So you guys can consider this. And yeah, can we look at the next slide?
I think the main difference in this is that weekday batch is rigorous. If you have exam in two months, then you should go for a weekday batch. And if you have exam in 3-4 months, you go for a weekend batch. It's slow and steady, hair and torture.
Yes, correct. And you perfectly, yeah, exactly that. And you have the whole week to practice every day. 1 hour you can spend on your practice, and come to the week and come and meet your teachers on the weekend and get your doubts clarified and all that. So weekend would be really good for students who are looking at an SAT further down. So this crash course, the start of the session itself, I told you guys for the May test takers, we have some beautiful info. So this is an amazing opportunity for those of you who thought I can self-prep is sufficient for the SAT. I can do my SAT prep by myself, and you kept practicing and practicing on and on and on. You kept on doing n number of mock tests and still realized my test score is just fluctuating around the same point, and there is no consistency in my performance, and still I'm not able to achieve my target score. This is a good chance for you to brush up on certain and get some authentic and official inputs from our experts. And you never know, just a few tips here and there might make a big difference. Like for example, we had a student from UAE recently, and the only tip that we had to only tip that made a big difference in her impact in her SAT improvement was in the writing and language. Instead of reading the complete sentence that is underlined, like you saw so many questions now, right? Questions without questions, just with the underlined part. Instead of reading the whole sentence, which we give as a basic strategy and enforce all our students to do, she kept reading only the underlined portion, just analyzing. You need an expert to identify this for you. You might think it's a silly thing, but it's not, right? An expert identifying this and showing this is exactly what happened in our course for this student from UAE. And her score, you won't believe, the verbal score jumped from a 550 to a 630 something in just after a couple of hours of classes with us. So all these magic can happen in this crash course. So this course is going to extend only for 18 hours, that is 1 week. Then it starts on April 15th and April 25th and ends May 1st. Actually, it's a Monday to Sunday, just 7 days. And on weekdays, Monday to Friday, it's going to be evening 6 to 8:15, 1 hour math, 1 hour verbal every day. On weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we're going to do a hardcore of 4 hours every day, 2 hours math, 2 hours verbal. And by end of the course, I promise you guys, you would definitely feel enlightened with respect to your SAT concepts. You might definitely have learned a lot, which you might not be able to do otherwise. So we will be conducting proctored mock test, one before the course and one after the course also. And of course, extended support for your tests. Analysis will happen after the course also. And then unlimited doubt solving sessions. That's applicable to all our students. Once you become a student, you're ours forever. Okay, you can't escape our torture after that. So until you get your required score, we'll be behind you. And then direct contact with the teachers over the phone. You can connect with our teachers anytime. And then full syllabus coverage and revision would happen. You will also be invited for revision sessions post this crash course as well, before the May SAT. Then one mock test with one-on-one detailed feedback. Of course, follow-up mock test will also be analyzed for you. And a minimum of 400 plus practice questions will be, you'll have access to them through this course. And the fee for this course is 9,999, 1 rupees. It sounds like a Bata sugar pricing for me, right? Somehow. So this is the amazing thing that we have for your May SAT. I think those of you guys who are targeting May should really use this, or refer it to your friends who are looking forward to the May SAT as well.
Yes.
Okay, so before we move on to the next one, I have another poll for you guys to understand how many of you are your interest level in taking up our course. So let me quickly launch this poll. A very simple, just only one question. Okay, whether you like to launch take our course or not, feel free to answer whichever is appropriate. Quickly, if you guys answer this poll, we can move on to the surprise part, which you have been eagerly looking forward to, and we'll also answer a couple of your questions.
And you can also write your questions in the chat, and then we are going to talk about the surprise part, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, please quickly answer this question. Guys, thank you. Please do, take this poll.
For two of them yet to answer. If you guys can answer this poll, please.
Kasim will get to your answer once this poll is done.
One more student. It's okay. You can say not interested also. It's okay. Perfect. So there is no, no pressure here. Okay.
Yes.
You're just trying to understand your requirements. That's it. Very good. Thank you so much. Everyone has answered. I think we can take a few of our questions before we move ahead with the next thing, right, Parminder?
Yes.
What do you think?
Definitely. Kasim has a interesting question. He says, can SAT score get a good scholarship? I think that's true. And
Yes.
yes.
Is Kasim, see, with respect to scholarship, it's like this. Most of the universities, foreign universities, they have a budget assigned for the scholarship, and they really love to give that away to the students. Okay, especially foreign students like us, us from India. They want us to come over to their universities and take up their courses, especially if they find your profile very interesting. Now, will the SAT contribute to the scholarship? Definitely yes, but both yes and no. Okay, yes, it will contribute to your scholarship, the quantum of scholarship that they might give to you, but also there are other aspects of your profile which are also going to determine the level of the quantum of scholarship that they're going to give to you, which are the things like your SOPs, the quality of your SOPs, which is a statement of purpose that you write about about your personal details, and then the LOR, recommendation letters given by your school principal and other authorities, and other things like your co-curricular activities, other activities that you have that add to the value of your profile. They're all going to determine the amount of scholarship that you'll be getting, right? So it is just not just the SAT, but again, definitely an exceptional SAT score will fetch you all the best of everything, right?
Right. Great.
Any more questions?
Keep writing your questions, and
yes. Meanwhile, ma'am can move ahead with your
also
with
tell me whether
part.
you want the surprise. You want to know this or not? What's
yes? Why would you want to give away all these beautiful details if they are not interested? Yeah, let's know from them. Let's hear from them.
Mohammed has given a big
yes.
Yes. I was waiting for this. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I'll go with the surprise. Okay, I have very interesting thing in the surprise today. So my question to you, do you guys know what is a student search service? Do you know? What is this?
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, so you guys don't know what is a student search service. Okay, when you register for your real SAT, there comes an option of clicking, you have to click that you want to opt for student search service. Okay, this is a machinery or a mechanism which helps you connect with various colleges and universities of USA. Okay, so why you should opt for student search service? First of all, when you opt for it, you basically opt to hear directly from the colleges and scholarships. Okay, not just colleges, scholarship. There are various types of scholarships. As Kasim asked, that can we get a scholarship based on SAT? So there might be an organization or a college or an institution which can give you scholarship based on only your SAT. Okay, so when you opt for it, you let them directly contact you. You agree that yes, you can contact me directly for this thing. Okay, and then by opting for the service, you share your interest to find the college of your match. Okay, so college understands that the student has participated a lot in tennis, and my tennis department is very strong. Why shouldn't I contact the student? Okay, that's what happened when you opt for the service. The university can see. So it's a long form, when you fill your college your registration, there are multiple questions which one slide up. There's nothing on this slide. It's just why to opt for student search service. Okay. Okay, so when you fill this form, there are multiple questions they ask, whether you have participated in, at what level, 8, 9, 10, grade 11, grade 12, at what level you have participated in X, Y, Z, activity. And those activities are subdivided into, various parts. For example, creative writing, then poem writing, then, plays, drama, then games, swimming, etc. So you can click on that, see click till which part you have participated till class 11, till class 10. That helps university understand your extracurriculars, and if any university who is famous for its extracurriculars or academics can contact you accordingly.
This is really interesting. This is really a useful piece of information, Parminder. We've always, students generally believe it's the only one way around, no? One way True.
Actually, I got to know about this long back. One of my students, he had got a 1550 in SAT. So he said, that he opted for it, and like some universities, contacted. He had a very good extracurricular, this thing also. So I think if you don't opt for the right options, then the university may not be. You are just, filing your application, telling them, yeah, direct application. This ways they can see, they have a resource base from which
This is just this is like exposing yourself publicly. To go Google, you can Google and find out, like right now everything, you have access to everything on Google.
Exactly.
So I've shared the contact details here, so students who are interested to contact or get to register for any of our course can contact us via mail or give us a call on these numbers.
And this just the last part of this. Few statistics from the college board, that they have 1500 colleges and universities part of the student service, and they say your chances of your admissions increase by 29% if you opt for it. So if you're getting 10 admissions, you'll get more than 10. If the chances of getting, there are 10 admissions from the 20 you applied to, it will increase by 29%. And there's a scholarship of $300 million waiting for the right, person, right student. So until unless you don't choose for it, you will not be able to, get this. Okay.
Right.
So that's it from our side. Thank you so much, Kasim. Thank you so much. May God bless you all too.
Also,
all of you.
That's so sweet.
You get good scores. You have good life. May you grow, by leaps and bounds. And I hope to see you in my classes. I'll see you speaking, interacting with me, and I'll meet you again next week. Do come to the masterclass. We'll do masterclasses on many more topics. Okay, I'm going to take that crash course. So probably I will not be there next week, but next to next week, there is a beautiful teacher, from our department who will be taking sessions next week. Do attend that and meet me also. Okay. Okay.
Right.
So
thank you so much. I think it's time to wrap up. So the last important point that we'll share is that Leap Scholar also offers admission counseling services, which is the most important and the challenging part in a student's journey of getting for a study abroad, into a study abroad university. So we take care of all these end-to-end services, including your SAT prep and your admission process. So you can give us a call to reach out to us either via through the mobile number that I just shared, or our mail ID, and enroll to any of your services that you feel you need to get access to. Thank you so much, each one of you, for joining in this session, and thank you so much, Parminder, for a wonderful session.
Thank you.
I'll see you all next time. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.